And score, and the fog has not lifted. So we will do our best to help you enjoy what we can see. Izell Jenkins. And he's brought down at the 22-yard line. So the Eagles take over. Randall Cunningham comes back on. Let's bring you up to date on the statistics at halftime. Penalties 5 for the Eagles, and boy were they costly. Only 1 for the Bears. Philadelphia with only 16 rushing yards. They have passed for 239, and the turnover is 3-1. Now, from where Terry and I are standing, we absolutely cannot see the field at the current time. So because of that, and of course we have our main game camera in the press box with us, it's useless. So we are going with a sideline camera, and that's the perspective you will see now. And Cunningham will throw. It's caught by Keith Byars in front of Jim Morrissey. And that looks like a gain of about 6. Singletary also comes up.
I don't think that the Eagles or the Bears will have any problem throwing the football, throwing it short, Vern. Where they're going to have problems is when they throw the football 15 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, because that's when the vision is going to be impaired by this fog moving in. So throwing the football short will work very well.
Second down and 5 at the 37. Inside draw play. This is Keith Byars coming over Dave Remington's back and out near the 50-yard line. Well, Buddy Ryan said in order for the Eagles to win, he's got to have Randall Cunningham run for 100 yards and score a couple of touchdowns and throw for 200 yards. Cunningham has accomplished part 2, but he's not been a factor running the ball today. He might in this fog.
Right, he wanted the touchdowns, and he hasn't gotten the touchdowns. He's gotten the yardage production from Cunningham in the first half, 254 yards, which is outstanding, but so far the running game has not played well for the Eagles.
Now Randall Cunningham and Jim Tunney having a discussion. And if Tunney can find
reset to 30.
Administrative stoppage
30,
now, so they'll set the 30-second clock.
See, I'm surprised that
we will keep the 30 and 45-second clock on the field. The field judge will time the 30 and 45-second clock.
Okay, that's what I was just fixing to say. I'm surprised that Tunney does not take the clock and put it on the field with the field judge.
Does that hamper a quarterback then?
Well, it does. He cannot see the clock now. He's got to get in and get out of the huddle. He doesn't have the 45 seconds to look at.
First and 10, Cunningham back. Drills it, caught. Mike Quick makes the catch. That's a gain of 13 yards.
You know what I'm thinking here, Vern? I'm thinking that maybe these offenses having the advantage. Maybe this field, let's pretend that it's ice, and the offense can go because they know where they're going. But now, because of the fog that has moved in here, maybe there's a cautious attitude now on behalf of the defensive backs, and they're thinking is, don't make a mistake. We might lose the guy in the fog. So now they're laying off, and Cunningham's ripping them.
First and 10 from the 37. And again, Cunningham goes upstairs and again finds his receiver. That's the tight end, Keith Jackson. He of the 81 regular season catches in the cello. He was talking about his admiration for Yo-Yo Ma, the grand cellist from Asia last night. And he said, Yo-Yo Ma is to cellists what I am to tight ends.
Well, he Yo-Yo Ma'd a real good one in the first half when he dropped that pass, and I'm sure Yo-Yo Ma was not real happy with Keith Jackson. Yo-Yo Ma.
Cunningham back. Blocked. Al Harris had one he dropped in the first half, and he bats this one back. Just a word, Terry. We have been in contact with the National Football League, and they say they have never seen conditions like this for a playoff game. They have never called a game because of fog, but they are monitoring the situation in this ball game. That's how bad it is.
Oh, how serious could that be now? They're monitoring this. If it gets worse, if there's complaints, if there are filings after this game against this weather, you're saying this game might be replayed.
Cunningham across the middle to Byars. Mike Singletary with the tackle, and Jim Morrissey helped. Here's another thing that has gone the way of the ox cart in this ball game. Flashing the signals in from the sidelines. I'm sure Cunningham is calling his own game.
Very good point. He has to be calling his own play unless Ted Plum has a runner on the sideline and he runs in his backs. Abercrombie and Byers going back and forth and bringing in the plays.
Inside the 20, it's a 17-9 game. It's 3rd and 4. And Cunningham is audibly. Pass right side. Down near the 15, Anthony Toney makes the catch. Mike Singletary with the tackle.
Another point also, Vern, is now that we're getting into the strategy of how to call plays is that these quarterbacks have been schooled in looking to the sideline primarily with 2 minutes left to go in the game. And now Cunningham will have to rely on his experience at calling plays in the 2-minute offense and in making decisions on his own without any help because he cannot see Ted Plum and Cavanaugh, the man that flashes in the signals.
17-9, opening moments of the 3rd quarter. And the Eagles have driven since taking the kickoff. Cunningham will scramble. Goes to the far side, throws it in the end zone, incomplete. Intended for Chris Carter, number 80. Or Keith Byers. It was Byers, number 41. Let's watch from Randall Cunningham's perspective now in this fog.
He apparently is not having any problem seeing his receivers, nor are they having any trouble picking the ball up. Now he's outside in the flat, throws it down. As you're looking at that ball, hey, that's not so bad. You can see that dark football come flying in that fog, and it's not that hard to pick up.
3rd down and 10 at the 12. 17-9 as Cunningham peers through the fog and redirects his players. 3rd and 10, 2nd and 10. Left side, Toney intercepted, picked off by Bestie Jackson, and the race is on. All the way out near midfield. A 51-yard return by Bestie Jackson.
That's his 9th interception of the year. Questions coming in for the Bears this year with how would their cornerbacks play? Well, this guy has played extremely well. Cunningham, just a simple move out to the left. Easy pass, thrown a little bit high, but very much catchable. And now Jackson in the right place at the right time. Hey, it's a gift. We just had Christmas a few days ago. Now that's a Happy New Year present.
Bestie Jackson and Maurice Douglas and their friends late in the 2nd quarter of play. The forecast for the day was sunny, but the temperature rose. The humidity accompanied it. We have a cloud that has settled over Soldier Field. And we are told now by the National Football League that this game could be suspended. It would not be called and replayed in its entirety, but it could be suspended, and they're continuing to monitor the circumstance. First and 10, toss left, Neil Anderson. Out of bounds in front of the Philadelphia bench. Tackle made by Todd Bell. Turnovers now, 3 for the Bears, 2 for the Eagles, and Anderson gains 11. He's got 19 yards now and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, during the week down in Swanee, Georgia, Ditka was concerned about Anderson. Got a little growing pull, and he said, I can't really tell about whether he's hurt or not because he's not a real good practice player. He kind of loafs in practice, but when you go up and ask him, are you all right? He said, yeah, I'm fine, I can play, so I have to go by that.
First down and 10 from the 30. Tomczak will throw across the middle, caught. Cap Boso, the tight end. Boso playing in place of the rookie James Thornton, and the word from the bench is that Thornton, despite being hampered by an injury in the week, was not hurt in this game. Boso has played most of the game. That's a gain of 7.
Well, as long as these quarterbacks are throwing the football, you've just got to believe everything's okay. You know,
right.
If they're throwing it, they can see it and they're catching it. Hey, you know, let them play.
Tomczak looks left. That's Thornton in the lineup and in motion. There's a toss, a reverse. Dennis Gentry, chased by Reggie White, gets a block, and Seth Joyner knocks him down at the 18. Gentry, who got a big jump on things when they traded Willie Gault out to the Raiders this year. That's a gain of 6.
You always run a reverse to the side. There is always hot pursuit, and that reverse ran right at Reggie White because he is the man, number 92, the left defensive end of the Eagles. He's the guy that's in hot pursuit, so they run. Once again, the clapping of the hands, Vern.
1st and 10 from the 17. Draw play. Anderson runs into Mike Pitts. (17-9). Chicago leads it. That was our halftime score. The Eagles in this fog opened up the 3rd quarter by driving down to the 12. But then Vesty Jackson picked off Cunningham and returned it 51 yards. Joyner with the last tackle. 2nd down and 8. 15-yard line. That's James Thornton coming right. Well, you're seeing a little notch of history today. No game has been played in conditions like this, and they were totally unexpected. Reichenbach moves defensively. Tomczak off balance, throws left, almost picked off by Wes Hopkins. Intended for Thornton, and obviously the fans down there can see because they're booing. They thought pass interference should be called.
Play action pass by Tomczak, pulling both guards, pull them out there to the left. Counter action. Now Tomczak setting up and then going back against the grain to his tight end. Is it pass interference? Is Hopkins all over it? I don't think so.
That will bring up 3rd down and 8. 17-9. Jim McMahon wants desperately to play today. Not so sure in this kind of weather, but he does. Wants to get into the game. Right now, Tomczak and the Bears lead it 17-9. 3rd and 8 from the 15. And the swing pass to Gentry. Short of the 1st down. And he's knocked down at the 14. That brings up, this is going to be really interesting. To have the officials, if they try the field goal, try and see whether it's good or not.
Yeah, you got to wonder.
We may be going to another dimension now.
Yeah, because Butler is one of those kickers that really gets the football up quickly and extremely high. And if he gets it too high, you're right, Vern, the officials, they're not going to be able to see it.
Wagner will hold. Butler will kick. 32 yards out. We could see that. It hit the upright and bounced back. Let's look at the perspective from underneath the goalpost.
Yeah, this is not so bad. There's a kick. That's easy. Excuse me. That's easy to see. And then the goalpost standing right there. No problem. Hits it, knocks it back.
Buddy Ryan applauds the missed effort by Kevin Butler. Eagles have the ball back, trailing by 8. We're back to play. 7:24 to go. 3rd quarter in the fog in Chicago. 1st and 10 from the 20. After the missed field goal, and Cunningham hands it off in the draw. Keith Byers, I believe, comes to the left side. And Jim Morrissey, Sean Smith knock him down. There's Dennis Gentry. As long as you're only 4 feet away, it's relatively easy to see.
Well, you can go down that bench. Those benches are 14 feet in section, so that you're looking at probably, even with the camera angle, a good 50 feet there, and doesn't seem to be any problem on the sidelines for those guys to see.
And both teams have been passing in this fog. 2nd down and 7 from the 23. Quick in motion, and Cunningham will throw or run. Sacked for the 4th time. Wait a minute.
He got rid of the ball, Vern.
He must have, and completed it to somebody. And we're not trying to make light of this, but it is actually impossible for us to see the field. So we are doing the broadcast off the monitors. Okay, let's see if we can determine what took place here, Terry.
Well, the setup it's a short drop, so it's evidently a quick pass, but Cunningham feels the pressure, says he senses pressure and then reacts to it. Now he gets outside and fires the football downfield, and evidently a heck of a catch by somebody.
Completed pass, first down.
There was a flag, however. An interference call
On 46-yard line.
Tunney and his crew got their hands full trying to call this game.
So do we. Pass interference was called and was declined. The catch was made. So the ball is at the 46, first down and 10. NFL continuing to monitoring the game, but as long as they can keep playing like this, they'll keep playing like this. Hand off right.
Oh, what a great run that time. Really beautiful job. Cut inside, outside, missed 4 tackles, and down he went. Excellent job.
17-9. At least we can now see the clock. 5:10 to go, third quarter. You like that run?
I like a little radio here.
Well, the public address announcer here at Soldier Field has gone to a play-by-play call. He is calling every play, but he, like we,
41 injury.
is looking on the monitor. Apparently Keith Byers injured on the last play, and time has been called, an injury timeout. And the ball near the 50.
Now, one thing, we're way up high, and we have to look down through this, but once again, it looks as though the players are having no problem.
Cunningham will throw again. Incomplete.
Illegal motion, 26. Offense.
I don't doubt that there was.
That's Michael Haddix, 26, the running back of the Eagles that was called for illegal motion.
See that Walter Abercrombie has also come in. There's Walter.
Illegal motion. Illegal motion number 26 is declined. Incomplete pass will make it a third down.
Well, with Abercrombie coming into the football game, that certainly tells me now that Ted Plum is sending the plays in, because Abercrombie picked up on waivers, I guess. The Steelers cut him, and the Eagles picked him up, and he has not played that much this year for the Eagles.
Byers back in. Cunningham, incomplete.
Incomplete pass. Incomplete pass.
Sean Smith, who has taken the place of Richard Dent.
Fourth down. Fourth down.
It'll be fourth down. Now imagine the problems of Dennis McKinnon trying to field a punt in this soup.
I don't think that they're going to have, that the punters are going to have any problem, because I believe they can see pretty well. If it was extremely thick, yeah, but I don't think he's having any problem. We can see it now on our monitor.
I think the key here is stay as far away from the ball as you can. So it rolls to a rest, and the Bears take over.
Time is out. Time is out.
They rammed L.A. Now the Vikings are out to topple Mighty Joe and the Niners. An NFC playoff battle tomorrow on CBS Sports.
That's coming up tomorrow from Candlestick Park, which knows a little bit about fog out of the Bay Area.
First down, Chicago, 17.5-yard line.
Ball at the 17.5. Jim Tunney in the background. 4:22 to go, third quarter, 17-9. Bears lead. It was 17-9 at the half. This fog rolled in late second quarter as stayed. Neil Anderson going left. Out of bounds near the 20-yard line. Dan Hampton gets a rest.
Hampton is one of the Bears that has voiced a little displeasure at McMahon's direction. When I was down there talking to him, Bernie, first thing he said to me was, when the Steelers won Super Bowls, how many games did you miss? I said, none. How about Staubach? I said, I assume none. He said, well, I made my point without mentioning McMahon, but it's been documented here in Chicago.
Second down, draw play. Anderson is caught and dropped. Jerome Brown, number 99, makes the tackle. And that will bring up a third down. We have an update from the National Football League as they monitor this from the field. The league officials say they can see both goalposts, so this game will continue. They say we can't.
We can't. Now we can see one. You notice that it appears that the fog is hanging around, oh, I don't know, 8 feet, something like that. It's a little ceiling down, a little baby cloud down over the field. So the players apparently are having no problems learning and seeing the football.
3rd and 14, 17-9 ball game. Tom Zach tipped, intercepted, picked off by Terry Hogue. That's his 9th of the year.
Wade Phillips told me that Terry Hogue is a smart man, and when he comes in, that's
Tom Zach, I believe.
Looks like Tom Zach.
And if so, it means Jim McMahon will play, apparently.
Well, let's see what happens.
Reggie White coming by Hilgenberg.
There's White climbing all over Tom Zach and then falling on him. Now, he had, earlier this year, a separated shoulder. The left shoulder was separated, and that time White climbed on his back and drove Tom Zach into the ground, applying all that 295 pounds on his left shoulder. But he's up and walking off the field, so apparently he's all right.
I would think he's going to go to the sideline and argue vehemently his desire to get back in this ball game as McMahon starts to throw for the first time. McMahon is healthy. Has a new brace for that injured knee. His mobility has been cut down. Talking with Tom Thayer. And after the interception, the Eagles take over. Toss left, reverse, Chris Carter, who wants to throw but can't. Now lets it go. Into the end zone. Apparently incomplete. That was the play that they set up back in the first half when they faked the reverse. And this time Carter threw it, but nobody open as McMahon warms up on the sidelines.
Well, one of the things that the Eagles were going to try to do if they got a turnover in
24 seconds remaining.
If they got a turnover in plus territory, was to come back and run the gadget pass, the reverse, fake the reverse, come back with Carter and throw a pass off of it. That time, excellent job by Jim Morris. Number 51, as he diagnosed the reverse pass and got into the face of Carter.
Cunningham back, goes deep, near side into the end zone, incomplete. That one intended for Chris Carter, and Bestie Jackson was defending. It'll be 3rd down. That's a look in the press box here at Soldier Field, and here is what they and we are seeing. You can see the stands just below the press box, but the field is obscured by the fog. So again, because of that,
time remaining 2 minutes.
The thing for Philadelphia to do is to come out with their 3 or 4 wide receiver attack. Both the inside receivers will receive double coverage by the Bears. Both outside will receive single coverage. That's where Cunningham needs to throw the ball, to the outside receiver.
Cunningham on the loose. Incomplete for Jackson. It'll be 4th down.
4th down.
It'll be 4th down. You know, it's so interesting to me because from where we sit, I think our inclination would be to say suspend this game. It's obvious, though, Terry, with the passing game that we're seeing, their perspective is much better down below.
I would like to go down on the field and see what these guys are seeing, because we can't see a thing. And I would have to think that down on the field, now this is a camera, this is our camera down on the field, and it's mounted, what, 8 feet high, something like that. no problem seeing. And so they're throwing the football, and every time, as long as they're throwing the football, evidently they're having no problem seeing.
35-yard attempt by Zendejas. It's good. He's hit his 4th of the game. And that cuts the margin to 17-12. This is an ideal time to have a sideline reporter, but National Football League rules prohibit it.
The Range Rover, the Subaru Justy. The Subaru Justy is the lowest priced four-wheel drive you can buy, and it can go just about anywhere the highest priced can. And some places it can't. The Subaru Justy. Think of it as a Range Rover that's more in your range.
McDonald's is bringing back all your old favorites for a reunion. A big double cheeseburger reunion.
It's great to be back.
We're reuniting the big taste of 2 all-beef patties.
Ooh-wee.
And golden melted cheese.
My, that's a lovely double cheeseburger you're eating, Mrs. Cleaver.
Thank you, Eddie.
Together with a new large order of crisp golden French fries.
I love French food.
So hurry, it's only for a limited time.
Ooh.
It's McDonald's big double cheeseburger reunion.
Y'all come back now, here?
I'm known for my gentle and charming disposition. So when Ernie here ran out of Miller Lite, I didn't get mad. Nah, we calmly discussed the situation. I told Ernie I'd drink light because it's brewed from the ground up so it tastes great. Not like some watered-down version of a regular beer. We reached an understanding, and he quickly rectified the situation. Mom always said I had a way with people.
When it's Miller Lite, less filling, tastes great.
Fog rolled into Chicago late second quarter and has stayed here, and the game has continued. It is being monitored by the National Football League. 17-12, Chicago leads it. It was 17-9 at the half. Zendejas just kicked a 35-yard field goal. Now, we've got the lights up here. It seems nice, but we can't see anything beyond 10 feet from here.
That's it. They can see our monitors. This is how we're doing the game. We're just taking it off our monitors, and that's the best we can do. I'm sorry.
Zendejas will kick off. He's kicked 4 field goals today. And somewhere through that fog, the ball will appear. Taken by Gentry. My admiration for these athletes is growing, that they can see the ball in these circumstances. And now Jim McMahon, the extraordinarily controversial quarterback, is in the lineup, and listen to the cheer.
He made the statement, I want to play. I just hope that they don't wait too long to put me in. In other words, if we're going to win this football game, I'm going to have to be the guy quarterback, and that's the way Jim McMahon feels about this game.
McMahon seeing action for the first time since the game against New England. From the 21, first down and 10, McMahon takes his first snap at quarterback. And he'll throw. Not sure whether it was caught or not. It was a catch.
Second down and 3.
7-yard gain. It'll be second down and 3. Well, we got just a moment. Let's send it down to Herb Cross. Herb?
Vern, just a few seconds ago, the Bears medical staff took Mike Tomczak into the locker room to x-ray his left shoulder. We talk about this fog down here after Zendejas made that last field goal. The Bear players are standing on the sideline saying, what's the score? What's the score? But more importantly than that, I talked to a couple of the receivers down here, and they said they're not having any trouble seeing the ball. So play will continue.
All right, Herb, that is obvious that they can't see it because they continue to throw. Hand off up the middle.
Now, McMahon told me, Vern, that one of the things that he's going to do if he gets an opportunity to play in this game, he said, I'm going to come in, and I'm going to throw the football. And if I have to, I'm going to tell Ed Hughes, don't send me any plays. Don't wag in any signals. I want to take control, and I want to pass the football because I know I can throw the football on these guys. So we'll see whether or not McMahon does start throwing the football all over this field.
We are late in the third quarter of this NFC divisional playoff game. First down and 10 from the 34 in the Fog in Chicago. The Fog, which has been around for more than an hour now. Sanders comes left and is cut down by Andre Waters. And Mike Pitts.
Inbound, clock run.
Somewhere in the Fog, a gun sounded, indicating that that's the end of the third quarter with our score. Chicago 17, Philadelphia 12. We now play